My name is Flynn, and thank you for joining us. If you're watching live, jump into chat. Let us know where you're from, what you're up to. I'm very excited to have you here. And if you're watching on demand, hello as well. So yes, we're very excited to be joined once again by branding designer, educator, teacher, amazing graphic designer, Jeremy Mura. I'm like, how many titles do you have? I should have written it down. I should have written it down today. I usually do.
Yeah, too many.
Too many. But you do all of those things and many more. I know obviously follow you on your reels and stuff, and you've been doing a lot of stuff with AI as well, which is super cool. I like to have these people that are not only in the Adobe universe, but also kind of branching out and doing other things, finding efficiencies, trying to figure out what's going on with tech. And you're one of those people, which is super cool. So yeah, worth a follow for sure.
Thanks, man.
But yeah, Jeremy, so what's going on? What have you been working on lately, and what's new? Let's do that.
Yeah, what have I been working on? I've been doing a lot of videos at the moment. A lot of AI tools are coming out.
Yeah.
For example, there was this one tool called Lova. It's like a design. They're calling it a design agent, but it can create designs for you, and it can do a bunch of things.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was working on a video for that. That was fun. It's just other things as well, like a lot of content, working behind the scenes. What else? Just some website. I have a few clients that need some website updates, so doing that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, not too much crazy design and this month, but yeah, you never know. Next month might have some new branding work to do. So
That's the way it is, right? Yeah, you jump into one particular thing. Ying Shiva in chat says, how young is Jeremy? I don't know if you want to answer that. That's up to you.
I'm 31.
Oh my gosh, you're a baby. That's awesome. Thank you for making me feel old. I'm more insulted by that question than Jeremy is. Now that I found out, I'm 40 next week, so there we go.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it'll happen to you. But anyway, let's jump in. We digress a little bit. We've got heaps to cover, and yeah, a lot of branding stuff we've kind of talked about there, and also a little bit of AI stuff. One of my favorite new tools, all these new tools keep getting announced, through Adobe and other companies as well. But Firefly Boards is something that I've been playing around with quite a lot, even just personally with other little things, and sort of mood boarding, not really mood boarding from a branding lens. So it's really great that we have you here today, because we're going to check out a little bit of that. But I'll let you kind of jump into that, and we'll talk about that a little bit more organically. But I'll let you take over from now. What do you have in store for us today?
Perfect. So for today's menu, we're working on a brand called Kairos. It's for a watch brand. I was thinking of for dads, something practical, minimal. I'm a dad. I got 2 kids, and so I was thinking of it would be good to have something that I could wear that would be kid proof and waterproof and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So just came with the word Kairos. It means in Greek, it's actually spelled differently, but it means time. So thought that's a cool way to come up with the brand name. And then I got some brand keywords here, and that we're going to use to generate some images in Firefly Boards. So yeah, something tactile, simple, resilient, tactile. And then I start off with having one image here, and we're going to build from this. But this is just maybe one quick idea that I had, as for a logo type mark and maybe a tagline or something. And so I'm going to go through this and start generating some different images in Firefly Boards.
Yeah, and if you're not familiar with this, it's just a web-based thing. It's fairly new. I think it's in beta still, and we've only played with it once here on Adobe Live for Asia Pacific anyway. But it's pretty cool. So if you're not familiar with it, you can see the URL up there, which is firefly.adobe.com/boards. It's always the thing in the front. But you can go check that out. Maybe Dark Hours can share that link in chat as well, for those of you watching at home. And you can just get in there and play around with it. It's in beta, so jump in and log in and have a go.
Yeah, awesome. So sometimes what I like to do, you can go to the left and do an artboard, and we can obviously rename this, and we can call it maybe we call this Exploration 1. And I might have maybe a different exploration as well. And you can obviously change the color. So it's got some pre-made colors, which is cool. I like having dark colors. Always gray. And you can use space to move around the board, which I like as well. It's pretty, it's just smooth. I like how you can generate heaps of images. So we're just going to kick it off. So I'm going to go just to the prompt box down the bottom. And we can just start off with an image. I could always use like, if I like a style, so for example, I'll select this image and we'll see how it does with typography. Sometimes it doesn't always get it right, but yeah. So I'll just say a tactile logo. It says Kairos. Let's go minimal, bold, and I think this will change to square. You can always change your aspect ratio. Content type could be photo or art. So you usually just leave it on auto, and you can also change the generation stuff, like if you want strong or less strong. So I'll usually play around with that. So I'm just gonna generate that, and then we'll start generating some colors and some font stuff as well.
So it's having a go.
So it's having a go, yeah. So you can see what it does here. With it's still, as it's in beta, you're gonna get some funky things like that, but we can keep refining it. When it comes to like images and like mock-ups and stuff, it's better. But I think it's just great to see what it can do. Let's just go with. I'm gonna go vary for this.
And so you just made a variant from there, right? Like that's what that was happening? Yeah.
You can basically, if you select an image, you just go vary and it will start generating different variations. You can do also like edit, similar to like generative expand, or you can use flux if it's like a character or something. So now it's just generating some variations. So it's obviously like using the color palettes. Because we didn't specify anything, it's just generating some random stuff here. But, I like this gray here, which is kind of cool. The cool thing is you can just like go ahead and shift click and just delete really fast.
Yeah.
And the aim here is just to explore really fast, get some quick ideas. And so I'll go green color palette with noise, gradient, and I'll get rid of the style there. Generate.
Yeah, because this stage of mood boarding, like, it's yeah, go on.
I was gonna say it's like very raw. It's very like early stages, So I'm gonna go use some of these brand keywords. Let's go natural olive green colors, color palettes, gradients, typing grays, high contrast, cinematic. See what that feels like. Every time I click off, if you click off the border, it closes the prompt.
Right.
I wonder if there's a way to actually keep it consistent. Yeah, I'm not sure there's a way to do that. Another cool thing as well, you can always like drag images from your downloads as well. So like you can just drag it from your folders, which I like as well. So it makes it really quick.
Yeah.
Instead of just relying on the generations. I'll just chuck that over here. Cool. Like we're getting some funky patterns here. Okay, we got a bit of a color palette. So, whatever you like, you can always just go, and we can go vary, and then we can keep generating.
I think that's one of my favorite things about it is you can kind of, like if you imagine like a branch, like from a tree, it's kind of like let's say there's one thing that you like, and you're starting your mood board, or you're like, I like this color palette, or maybe you like this kind of image, or you like this kind of logo, whatever it could be, or like texture. And then you can grab that and throw it in here and go, okay, let's just explore as many variations of this until I get a bunch of different results. And then once you kind of feel like you've exhausted that branch and you've gotten out kind of to the leaves, to continue the metaphor, you can kind of go, great, yeah, I think that's pretty far with the time that I have. I've only had, I've only got an hour to do this. And then you can kind of move on to the next one. and just kind of just continually branch out and just go, oh, that's kind of interesting, and that's kind of interesting. So
Yeah, 100%. And whenever you get an image that you like, you can just go to the style, or if you like a certain composition, one method is like you can go to the gallery and like whatever, maybe we like find an image we like, we can always like just screenshot it.
yeah,
So for example, there's a lot of different stuff on here. But let's just say we liked this, and we can minimize that. And come in here, paste it, and then what I'd like to do is the composition. Let me just move this a bit down here. Click on the composition, and then the eyedropper tool is left click. So now I can use this, and then maybe I can say, let's first see if it would generate. I don't know if it generates with, yeah, if you don't type anything, you can generate something similar. Or we could also say like, quick style, watch design, timeless, minimal, sharp, dark, green tones and grays. I press enter. Okay, cool. So it's gone ahead and generated a few like watch designs. So the composition, it's using the shape. See how the head and it's got that curvature of the neck and the body. It's sort of using that shape within the design.
that's cool.
And yeah, it's kind of cool. Obviously, it's like not realistic some of the parts, but it's cool to just get quick ideas. But yeah, I'm gonna continue going along with this. I like this palette here, but I want to generate.
As you're doing, Young Shiver in chat saying, I didn't even know this whole module existed, and I have all the app subscription. Really cool stuff. Would love to try this out today. Yeah, it's pretty new. Maybe a month or something like that. It's in beta. The stuff that's on the web tends to get kind of soft launched. Like you kind of won't see it that much. Like you might see it on something like Adobe Live, or if you're following like some of the folks that work for Adobe or things like that. But yeah. I think it's one of the cooler things that have launched this year. I think we'll see a lot more of this because designers and creatives are visual, like, hot take. And I find just this interface and the way that we're using artboards and the way that we can kind of use our own artwork or reference, like imagine if you have a client and they're like, we really like our color palette, we like all this stuff, but we need it to be refreshed. Awesome. Like now you've got this tool, you can kind of bring it all in. And then really very quickly expand on it and then kind of start finding different iterations of things like that. I had a really fun time playing with like different artistic movements and stuff like that. That was the first thing that I did. So like we were playing with it a little bit off stream, and then some of it was shown on stream, but like Bauhaus movement with kind of, modern advertising and things like that. You kind of mesh and remix things really, really quickly. In a visual way, which is, I think I prefer it much more. Before I found it much more linear. Like you kind of had to do everything. You're working on one image all the time. Whereas this is this like smorgasbord of stuff.
Sustainable tactile material. Texture. Details. Yeah, it's crazy how many tools Adobe has.
It's getting there. I used to think it was.
There's just so many.
I remember long before I worked for Adobe, I went to a Max session or something, and it was so inspiring. But at the same time, I was like, oh my God, how am I going to keep up with all this stuff? Like by the end of the day, I wanted to become an animator because I saw all these new animation tools. And then you're like, there's new Premiere Pro features. Maybe I should spend my time learning Premiere Pro. And then like all this 3D stuff dropped and you're just like, oh my God.
Yeah.
You got to kind of pick a lane sometimes. It's crazy.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you could. That's the thing with creatives. You just want to. There's so many passions and different directions you could go.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I'm just generating some textures here. I don't know,
Yeah,
just
some of these are really
stuff.
cool. I like that one. That's cool.
Yeah, just typing things like patterns, dots, add deep red color, and it's added sort of colors. Making some abstract stuff. That's kind of cool. Minimal logo. Let's see if it do a monogram. This one.
Yeah, that green layered K is kind of cool as well.
Yeah, you can see all the the brush strokes.
Yeah, it's like painted chrome or something. Like it's kind of such a funny thing.
It's got a bit of a rustic vibe, a little bit.
Yeah.
So you can see if you type a logo monogram, it can actually do some quick logos like this. So maybe you want it to have like a more elegant version. And then it can do some quick mock-ups of like watches and stuff.
Feel pretty good.
Yeah. So simple. So just 3D mock-up of watch design, tactile, masculine, bold, sustainable. Yeah, so it's good to be specific, but also, you know, once you find something, then it's time for like, okay, let's vary this. Let's vary like this one. And just start like going wild. Or you can also group as well when you press Control G. Because sometimes if you double click and you can drag things out, so you can see it's like in a click group. So it's pretty familiar, some of the tools, which I like as well.
How's the guy that they just throw in the shark head, man? Wow. It's good to see that we still get the kind of crazy AI. I don't really know what you want.
Yeah, just go. It's gone a bit off the ball.
Yeah.
I just want watches. I don't want
a man watching.
It's like we're going to Dubai.
Yeah.
Or something.
Yeah.
But you know, we can always just delete some stuff. One
day, all that janky side of things will go away, and we'll miss it, and we'll reminisce.
We'll reminisce. Like, remember that time it just wouldn't work, but now it's like perfect.
Yeah.
So let's go. Base. More modular. Span. You can also press enter a couple, like again, and it will do more generations. It's another way to do it. Okay, cool.
Getting to digital watch realm.
Yep. Yeah, so I said to make it more of a digital watch face if you wanted to make it more like futuristic. Whoa, why does it keep... Sorry about that. Yeah. Not too bad.
In a future where we don't have hands, we have stumps.
You go. It looks like a turtle leg or something. So we got that. What else we got here? We got 2 arms. We got some more Ks. Got some more details. So yeah, it's really hit and miss with when you're just doing varying. So you're going to be getting some random stuff, but I'm sure they'll fix it in the future. So it's always good to either edit. So for example, like we can edit with, if you click on edit, you can go edit with GPT or edit with Flux.
Right. So these are using different LLMs, right? Like these are using completely different models other than like the Adobe one, right?
Yep.
Because I haven't actually played around with this at all. So this is using GPT image, which is it's so interesting to me that you're able to do that. Like,
yeah, I'm surprised Adobe did that, but I think it's better for everyone, I guess, because you could play with different things. So if you want to change your model, obviously you can go to video and image. You can click on this little drop down, but also if you like left click and edit, it will take you to like, or change it for you. But you can literally just like click add. So maybe I want, Flux Context Pro. I'll add that. It will ask you to do this, and you just press continue. And now we have the power of other models, which could potentially be better than Adobe Firefly. Some of them. And then so what we can do now is I'm gonna go edit. And I'm gonna say green K logo, minimal 3D. Tactile, bold, some of the other words, natural, eco, functional, matte rubber.
And do you need to be signed into any of those other models to use it? I assume not.
No, you don't. Usually, like, I think it automatically connects the API for you in the back end, or Adobe's probably paying for it.
Yeah.
So
it's probably like a credit sharing thing. I'm just wondering how it works in the back end. It's probably like, well, your credits for Adobe, they kind of translate to whatever ChatGPT credits, and they sort it out on the back end.
Exactly.
It's interesting.
So for this one, you see it's only using images. It's not using composition now, but I can say make a 3D render mock-up of the watch, tactile wristband, nylon canvas rope material, tactile. That's on the
While
sides.
Jeremy's typing that out, does using other models consume our credits that we get with the subscription? I don't know. I'll see if I can figure it out while we're live. I'll have a quick little dig. My guess is the answer will be yes, because otherwise that'd be a pretty sweet way to like completely circumvent any credit. My guess is that whatever generating a credit using Adobe Firefly within boards would be the same. Basically, if it costs a credit to generate an image, I think no matter what model you're using, I think it will be the same. That's my guess. I'll see if I can find something about it though.
Yeah.
I don't want to give anyone false info on a video that can live on the internet for a very long time. At the very least.
Okay, so this image, you can see it's a lot better, the GPT one.
Yeah.
So this one was, delete this one. So I redid it using that reference image for this one, and it created this. So you can see the detail. Look at the hands. You can see the skin. Obviously, GPT is pretty good at image gen. And then it's got, a simple. I like sort of the feel of that material there, and a simple like screen. Yeah, a lot more detail there. So we could come here, and now if we go to vary, I'm pretty sure if we vary it, it will still use GPT, I think. If not, it might just be, I'm not sure if it switches models actually. But yeah. Yeah, so it tells you the model when usually you put your mouse over it, you see top right corner, gives you information, which is good. So yeah, so if you do vary, the problem is it's going to use the Firefly again. So every time you have to go and say, um, you know,
Drag it in.
select the model you want, left click the image and select it, and then add changes. So I can say, make the wristband a more green, brown, green, reddish color. What else could I say? In a geometric font. Picture.
While that's generating, the answer, I was wrong, so I'm glad I didn't say that. So it's different. There are different credits for different models. I don't know what Firefly is right this second, but for example, to use VO by Google, it's 100 credits per second. I think that must be video only. Image by the Google model is 20 credits per generation, or one image per generation. Whereas same with ChatGPT is exactly the same. Whereas Flux is 10. So there is a difference between how much it will kind of cost you per generation. So I guess just be
using
aware
the normal
of that.
credits, eh?
Yeah, it uses the Adobe credit system. Like it uses that kind of currency. We're getting confusing here. It uses that kind of currency, but they are different amounts. So it's probably like, ChatGPT is like, well, we're more expensive or we're more affordable. Whereas Pika Video Generator is more expensive. As you can imagine, video, if you're doing something that's 24 frames per second, that's 5 seconds. That's a lot of image generation. But yeah, they are a little bit different. So I shared a link in chat. If you're watching this on demand as well, there should be a live chat replay as well. And if you want the details of that, you can check it out. It's a constantly changing landscape as well. So I'd always be trying to check that stuff if you feel like you want to get like your bang for your buck and all that sort of stuff. And you got to be careful with video. When video first came out, I was like, oh, cool, I'm going to do a live stream about the video stuff. And then I generated like 5 videos and even I ran out of credits. So I was like, oh no, you got to be careful.
Yeah, I probably won't do video for now. I'll
Yeah.
probably run out.
Yeah, it chews up a lot of credit, especially if you're doing other stuff as well, like in that month or week or whatever bracket, you have. But yeah, just a heads up when you're playing with stuff.
Yeah. So you can see the quality of GPT now. So I changed the color of the band and made the font a bit bigger in the screen. So, but it did change the button there a little bit, which is fine. But you can get some quick mock-ups here, which I think is really cool. I'm starting to build out. So, bit of a mood board. So, for example, I can come up here. If you hold Alt, you can duplicate. And now, oops. So you can actually use GPT for this. I'm gonna say tactile font for a watch brand. Brand.
So you're trying to bring those colors into the watch, or they already are?
Yeah, so this is sort of the palette for exploration too. So like where we could take the logo and identity for tomorrow. But I really like the colors, is red burgundy, and this one was sort of the green. I need to take this. I was generating more stuff, but didn't go in the direction that I wanted it to. So if we go edit, let's try. We can go with Flux, and we can say. And now we've got this one generated some text. I didn't ask for a mock-up, but I think I had the image there, so I forgot to take it off. It's all right. Need to get some more text going. Now let's go.
Got more of a camping watch.
Yep. One more camping, one more digital. And I'm just switching between different models as well to get some different styles. Obviously, each model, it tells you like what it's good at.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so I like how it gives you like, ultra high res 2K images, natural, one's more natural, one's more conversational, one's more realistic, etc. So gone ahead and generated a couple. One was with GPT, one was with Flux. So just trying to get some ideas for text. So I basically typed like geometric font on outdoor packaging, natural rustic. I came up with this, which is kind of cool. If you're not specific with like the context, it would just go ahead and create text. But once again, it's just like a mood board. So we're just getting the vibes for it.
Yeah.
So this one, we've got this going. I'm gonna use this. Let's go use image, and we want to masculine. This.
That's cool. So you can just like put in some of the parts of the brief, like some of the descriptive words, or maybe you got some stuff from the client. They're like, oh, I really want this, or I really dislike this kind of stuff. It can kind of help you with this part. Like just pop it all in.
Exactly. Yeah. It always helps clarify like the direction.
Yeah.
Or else you'll just, without a bit of a direction, it's always hard to like know what you're doing. Let's see. I just change the fonts. That's not what I wanted to do. And it's always good to get some other ideas. So if you want to go on Dribble, or that's always one way to do it. Like maybe you want to go text. Now we're going to go typography. That's always another way to bring in some ideas. What have we got here? Typography, outdoors. can go GPT and
for those that are just joining us as well, just jumping in. So we're using Firefly Boards. It's in beta at the moment, just through the browser. Kind of exploring it. It's like a fairly new tool, obviously being in beta with Jeremy Mura. And then we do have a live stream tomorrow, as Dark House has just mentioned in chat. And so the idea is this is kind of bit of a part one, exploring mood boards and direction that Jeremy might go. And then part two will be exploring how to create that into a logo, or maybe like the beginning of a brand. It's a lot to do in a short amount of time, but so I won't throw Jeremy on the butt. Yeah, we're doing a full-fledged marketing campaign tomorrow in 45 minutes or less. No, it's just the idea, obviously. Yeah, it's all good. So that's kind of the beginning of that journey here. And it's a watch brand. And yeah, just exploring like how to remix, I guess, like a new way to sort of think about the discovery phase of brand design, I suppose you could say. It's always interesting talking about like the semantics of language, like what part you would call this. But I guess on a practical point of view, we're in the mood boarding stage. So concepts, mood boards, direction, the world's your oyster. You got a bit of a brief, but there's no bad ideas in a brainstorm is kind of the idea, right?
That's right. Brainstorm, getting ideas on the page. What else? Detail, wide shots. This one I'm gonna change to landscape. Style. Maintain the red. Maintain the color palette. I'm just trying it to generate some maybe like a poster or some other ideas, like illustrative stuff we could do. Okay, this one I got that image, but it didn't change any of the design, which is not what I wanted it to do. So yeah, it's a lot of back and forth, a lot of waiting, and
yeah.
Let's see. Actually, that's all landscape. Do you know when when it's coming out of beta, or?
No, I got no idea actually. Usually I'd say it's a couple of months of something sitting in beta.
Okay.
But that said, often when things are on web, it just depends on which direction it will go. Sometimes when things are web-based, it's so easy to do a launched version and keep a beta version for beta testing anyway.
Yep.
So that's what happened with Express. I mean, for years, you can always just test the beta version of new features that are coming out by putting beta in. And so there's a version that is just, hey, everything works. This is launched. It should be bug free. And then there's a beta version, which is a bit more of a playground. And because it's web-based, they don't really need to push. I say Adobe doesn't need to quite push features in the same way. It's more like updating the website. It's like updating any website, right? It's like, cool, now this feature exists. We've pushed the new version and it just exists. You don't even have to download it. So there's a lot of rapid changes that can happen when it's web-based compared to application-based. So yeah, that would be my guess. My guess would be that there'll be a beta version and a launched version for probably a while.
Yeah. All right, cool.
Don't quote me. That's a guess.
So I definitely feel like this is the workflow is a bit nicer than just sitting in GPT and just having a vertical scroll and just one by one. Whereas this, you have a full board to play with, which I love because you can just move around, you know?
And it's an infinite board as well, which is nice because you can just kind of go in whatever direction you want to go.
Yeah, I think that's perfect.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've just been using GPT and just playing around. I like this illustration that it generated, and then I'm just starting to tweak it, trying to make it more camping. I'm using GPT to also fix the text. If you're going to fix text, then use GPT.
Oh, right. Does it handle text quite well, does it?
Oh, if you're using the GPT model, yeah, it will do text pretty good.
Oh, cool.
So you can see I said control your time. I told it to put the Kairos text, but I didn't add it in there. To change let's say add the, oh, hey, there's one here.
Oh, it's gone full cartoon.
Yeah,
that's a totally different
make it
vibe,
more fun. Right? Now it's like
the other one looks like a band, almost like a band, like woof, like trying to be like pretty edgy and cool. And then the other one's like for kids.
Yeah, basically.
Amazing.
So you got to be clear on what you're doing. So with Kairos at the top, other details, remove the instrument and
So yeah, it's a good way to get, like, you can see how far you've gone in such a short amount of time, just by doing kind of little different quick little iterations and things like that.
Yep, 100%.
And I always find this kind of process is really good to give yourself a time limit, like kind of like we do today, like we're getting towards the end and there's only a certain amount of time that you can do stuff. It just forces you not to kind of, just spend way too much time on something. I find it really good to just go, okay, I have to move on, give myself an hour, see where I get at the end of it, walk away for a little bit, come back and see what I like. I find it's really good for this like kind of exhaustive process because you never really finish. Like you could go forever. So I find it's good to give yourself a deadline. Do you do the same thing, Jeremy? Do you give yourself like a time limit for stuff like this?
Yeah, I usually say like an hour to 2 hours.
Yeah.
For playing around, because you could just sit there all day and like it's not really like, it is productive work, but I'd say you don't want to get lost in mood boarding too much. I feel like.
Yeah.
Because then you'll be coming to your client saying, "Oh, I'm not done. I need more time."
Yeah.
Trying to find the right, like, trying to get it. If you're trying to be a perfectionist, that's what I'm trying to say. Like. So yeah, I was able to create this cool like illustration. I don't know, it's not really the right color palette, but I can always just say use GPT image and then select this and say it would be good if you could add other images. Can I upload No, you can only have like one at a time. So it would be cool if I could have multiple images and then I can, like, it'll be better.
You can remix as many as you want if you select them, but I don't know if you can put in the prompt at the same time.
Yeah. Did another one of this watch here. So it kept the same background, but like I sort of to add like a Kairos logo there. You can see like it's a bit glitchy sometimes with text. Once again, this was the GPT, so yeah. So it's not always perfect, but Great for quick ideas. For this one, it'd be good to change the font. So what colors? Got a bit of a watch idea.
We're getting, just to let you know, we've got about 4 minutes left, 4 or 5 minutes left, I would say.
Okay, cool. Want some inspiration and
It's a pretty cool little logo. I like that F.
yeah. To this logo type design, what variations? Okay. It's a bit too red.
Do you have a preferred version that you're looking at, like from here, or
Yeah,
which
probably.
of the 2 directions?
I don't know. I think exploration too. I like the reds. It's a bit different.
Yeah, cool.
Green. This would fit more the brief, like outdoorsy green and stuff. But I need to spend more. I would need to spend more time like finding. Like I don't mind the watch design, the sort of the square modular. That's definitely can work.
Yeah.
But this, I don't know. This feels. I like the digital vibe as well, but it also feels a little bit flimsy. But yeah.
Yeah.
Just gotta play around.
Yeah. Well, we've got about 2 minutes left, so I don't want us to get cut off
No worries.
too much. But so I'll just start wrapping up and just let everybody know that is here that we'll sort of be picking up. That's the plan, right? We'll pick up kind of not necessarily exactly where we
100%.
left off, but we've got this mood board, got this direction, and then kind of move into like design a little bit tomorrow.
Yeah, definitely. We'll definitely push the design, making the logo and stuff, and yeah,
Nice.
maybe some mock-ups.
Maybe some mock-ups. Okay, I won't hold you to that tomorrow, I promise. Jeremy always gets excited and just wants to do everything. That's cool. If we get to like logo and everything tomorrow, I think that would be really awesome. We'll kind of have demonstrated how we can kind of have a little bit of value of doing some of this AI stuff, but then get into the craft-based, doing this, the craft-based of design, which is the beautiful thing that we all love. Thank you all of you. Thank you everybody for watching Adobe Live. And thank you so much, Jeremy, for taking us through all of that. It was awesome. And I'm really looking forward to tomorrow.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.